Hey everybody, 650 Eve here, and I have all four of my bikes out. I'm going to be doing a comparison video on all of them and taking some photos. We're going to start with the BMW HP4. This right now is my dedicated track bike, and that's why it's all taped up and ready for the next track event, which will be in a couple weeks here at Mid-Ohio Raceway. This bike has a great suspension, Brock's full titanium exhaust, lots of aftermarket parts on it. Bike is very special to me. I've had it the longest. I got it back in 2013. Next is the newest bike in the collection, the Yamaha R1M. I only have about 500 miles on this bike, but I am loving it so far. It's a great bike. It handles great. It's very light. Seems lighter than the Panigale R. We're going to put this bike on a scale soon and see just how much it weighs now that we have the catalytic converter removed and a Two Brothers exhaust installed, which sounds phenomenal, I think. Then we have the Ducati Panigale R. Also got this bike in 2013. I love the Ducati. Rides great, sounds ferocious, lots of cutting-edge technology, full Olin suspension, Brembo M50 brakes. Great bike. And then we have the Kawasaki H2. Just got this bike this year, have about 1,500 miles on it. I've thoroughly enjoyed engaging in smackdowns on this motorcycle. It also has Brembo M50 brakes. This bike is just it's just the top of the line Kawasaki. They spared no expense on the styling and the detail of this motorcycle. I love it a lot. It rides great, has a lot of power. It currently produces 243 horsepower. Akrapovic exhaust, full exhaust on this motorcycle. So let's hear how these bikes sound, huh? Check out the instrument gauges on them. Oh, hasn't been started up in a while, bear with me. Try not to drive my neighbors too crazy by starting up all four of these guys. But we have the Panigale here. And let's hear how it sounds if we can, and check out its gauges. Moving on to one of my favorite sounding motorcycles, and that is this is my favorite sounding bike. I mean, I love the way the Yamaha R1M sounds. So let's give it a dance and check out the gauges. I thought that sounded great. You guys tell me which one you like the best. And finally, let's start up this BMW HP4 and check out its gauges. So there you have it. I think they all sound phenomenal. But you be the judge. You tell me which one you think sounds the best. All of these bikes have a purpose. They all do things very well, and they all do things a little differently. Each one has a strong point, and I don't really know about too many weaknesses out of any of them. The Ducati is not the most comfortable bike, but it's doable. I've ridden the bike 500 miles on a one trip, and I wasn't too beat up afterwards. The H2 doesn't corner like the smaller bikes, but it's not supposed to. It still corners well and handles very well, but it's not going to handle like the Panigale or the R1M or even the HP4. I haven't found a single flaw with, well, maybe one flaw with the R1M, and that is it doesn't have the brute power of the HP4. It does have slightly more power than the Panigale. None of the bikes have as much power as the H2. So when you talk about power and you want to make a comparison, what's the bar being set to? Is it being set to the H2? Because if it is, nothing else comes close. Do we set the bar to the HP4? Okay, because if that's the case, then these other two bikes come close to the HP4. But power-wise, I'm going to get the R1M ECU flashed, and then it will have massive power. So stay tuned for that. Before I do that, we're going to do a dyno shootout with my good buddy R1 Kelly, who already has his ECU flashed. And we're going to see just how much power, and he has the same exhaust design that I have too. So we're going to see just how much power you can get from an ECU flash. Let's check out the rear tails of these motorcycles, because they're all different and unique. And the R1M has the most minimal tail section of them all. There's pretty much nothing there. I think it looks great. So please stay tuned for a full comparison video coming very soon.